This individual's name was Zaurit.
As the story goes, Saurid was a scribe for the alien visitors. He transcribed more than 300 volumes of knowledge about the universe. When a great flood was predicted to strike Egypt, Saurid asked the aliens for help in preserving the library. According to the story, they agreed and provided him with plans to build a protective structure.
Saurid constructed the pyramid with his people. He left these chambers inside, he put his books inside, and then he made the whole pyramid waterproof because he covered every seat with stone plates. Then the flood appeared.
If you're going to tell me that, well, maybe the gods of the ancient world were really extraterrestrials, all I can say is, great story.
For centuries, Egypt's Great Pyramid has captivated our imagination. A monument to the pharaoh Cheops. The pyramid is large enough to cover 7 city blocks. Some believe a structure so immense could have been built only with outside help. Is there more to the Great Pyramid than meets the eye? Author Bonnie Gaunt uses the ancient process of gematria, which is the calculation of the numerical values given to Hebrew letters, words, or phrases. Through gematria, she says she can prove the pyramid arose out of biblical prophecy, not alien intervention.
The Great Pyramid was designed by the Creator himself as an evidence of his plan for the salvation of man. There are many reasons for that theory. The height of the Great Pyramid, up from its base platform to its summit platform, is 5,449 inches. In the book of Isaiah, it says, "In that day there shall be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof, for a witness to the Lord." If you take every Hebrew letter in that text and assign their number equivalents and total them, they will add to 5,449, precisely the height of the Great Pyramid.
Using another set of numbers, Gaunt sees an astronomical connection between the Great Pyramid and the Earth's cycle.
The perimeter of the base of the Great Pyramid is 36524.2 inches. Now, if that number sounds familiar, it is familiar, because 365.242 is the number of days in the solar year, the number of days that it takes the Earth to orbit the Sun.
Academics see too many discrepancies, born out of gematria and its alphanumeric findings.
When one thinks of the Great Pyramid in the context of gematria, one once again thinks in terms of the infinite way in which numbers, particularly if they're applied to the biblical text, lend themselves to interpretation.
If you take the height of the Washington Monument and multiply it by 40, you get the distance to the nearest star in light years. When they built Washington's monument there in D.C., were they thinking of that? Was that intentional? Or do you set yourself up where, look, I have a lot of measurements over here, and I have an infinite number of things that could match to it?
The Great Pyramid of Cheops continues to challenge our imagination and serves as an endless source of intrigue. It's an engineering marvel and tribute to the people of its time.
The Great Pyramid is built by Khufu to immortalize himself in all the senses of the word. It's either the marker of his tomb or not, but it is the symbol of his passage to the realm of immortality. And in being sui generis, the most extraordinary pyramid of them all,
I believe until it's really been satisfied
how these rocks were quarried, moved, dressed, the mystery will never be solved.
The fact that the pyramids are spectacular and splendid should do one thing for us. It should cause us to be in awe of ancient people.
It has to do with someone who had that kind of genius, and geniuses occur in every generation and every culture of one sort or another. Someone had that inspiration to conceive of the idea, and someone had the charisma to galvanize what was necessary to enact the idea. I don't find that impossible just because it's 4,500 years ago.
The pyramids of Giza, the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. They're burial chambers.
They might have been placed here by someone else.
It's possible that the stuff could be built, but then again, where did they get the technology?
I won't be surprised if it's connected to aliens.